Hi, welcome to my session. There's a Cricut in the classroom. I'm Diana Perry Haneski. I'm the media specialist, librarian, teacher at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. And I'm really excited to show you about the Cricut Maker. It's a really cool thing that we put in the maker space. If you haven't heard about a maker space, it is a cool place that's kind of like centers where you could make things. It could be anything from a puzzle, a craft item, to a robot or coding. It's a big span of things that you could do in a makerspace. And libraries and classrooms have embraced the makerspace. Is a movement for making DIY, do it yourself. Okay, and this helps kids. It helps our students. It's lots of STEM and STEAM activities. That's right, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So that's why I use the STEAM because the art is in there. So the Cricut Maker has been popular with crafters and moms and teachers. And so I want to share it with you. The kids will love it if you get a Cricut in your classroom. So what I'm going to do is minimize me here, and I'll be down at the corner here if you need me. How about that? Let's see. And then I'm going to start my slideshow. And here we go. There's my classroom. It's the media center. It's a big classroom. And there's the Cricut Maker right here. And it's connected to this computer where we're working on a program, designing, and everything starts at Cricut.com. And see my student Brenda there? She's holding the sheets where you put whatever material you want to fabricate. And we got the good one. This is the Maker. And it can do all sorts of things and a huge variety, like 300 different types of paper. It could be thin wood, it could be fabric. It's really, really cool. And I have a lot of slides and pictures to show you, but this is on one of those cool maker tables that we have. And you could work all around it, and there's cabinetry and underneath this space. So it makes it really nice for working in the classroom. But really, you could do this whole thing on a cart or two carts. And it's really, really wonderful. So I'm going to share with you today so that you could see about it. And what I'm doing is I'm recording today, and I do want to help you with any questions that you have. So that's why I put this QR code. So if you take your phone right now and you swipe up to get the camera and you focus right in on that QR code, you'll get a little thing at the top of your phone where you could tap, and it'll take you to the website where you can ask me questions or let me know that you would like to adapt this, okay? And there's my email right there, diana.haneski@browardschools.com, okay? Because I do want to hear from you, and I do want to answer your questions. So you can get a unique look or brand for your library or your classroom. And these are some of the ideas that I'm sharing with you. So for example, if I'm going to call my media center the nest, because we're the eagles, there's a lot I could do with that. The font, the shapes, it all helps for understanding what you're doing, and it makes it exciting as well. So you could also use this Cricut to make labels to enhance anything, but also to find things, to label areas. Of course, gifts for the students and the volunteers, anything. We're just going to make it glorious with the Cricut. And there's my student again with her mask, because we have to think about that. You know, it is a little different now. We're not all touching and working on with things, so that's a bummer right now. But soon enough, you will be able to. And the way I've worked around it is for the students to work on the software, and then they share it with me, and then I can do the fabricating. Right now, that's how we're getting creative with the Cricut. And once it is in a place where everyone can work on it, it is going to be a popular area. So I've put this QR code throughout this presentation just in case you missed it the first time. Here it is again for you. So go ahead and take a snapshot, because most of the smartphones will just go directly to that form. Okay, and there's also going to be another form that will be provided to you so that you can give your opinion, and that will be very helpful, and I'll appreciate that. But this is a form that I made myself in case you have a question that you want answered, and you want to let me know how you want to adapt this project. So I'm going to advance the slide now. And there it is, all nice and neat. It's not open here, so it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it actually looks really nice. So yes, revolutionary, powerful, and versatile. Say hello to the Cricut Maker. And there it is when it's opened up. So that's a top view now. And as I mentioned before, lots of materials that you can use to fabricate and cut. There's some markers and tools. All you have to do is go to Michael's or Joann's or go to Cricut.com, and you'll see all the accessories. It's really a lot of fun, and there's a lot of people that are really into this. So basically, I was interested in this for a while because I kept seeing these really cool things. And I was lucky enough to have a volunteer who I was telling her about it, and she got very excited, so she bought her own. And so she started helping me making better signs and better boards and just making it look really cool because you're using different materials and really unique designs. As I said, it's just a lot of fun for everyone. So here's an example of some of the boards that the Cricut was used. So right here you could see these little bursts. That's a shape that actually had to be purchased. So when you go to Cricut.com, you'll see that there's shapes that are free, and there's shapes that there's a small fee like $4.99, and then you get to use it all the time. And see the font here where it says Read, Hope, Speak? That's all different fonts that were created in Cricut.com in the design space. And as you can see, it creates excitement for your displays, and this is really helping with our reading initiative. So it does create excitement for our reading motivation, and I'm really, really happy to have this around. Now that's one of those display boards, and it can be moved around the classroom, moved around the library. It could be borrowed. A classroom can borrow that and create excitement. The kids can look at the book covers, and the little white area there, that's a description of the story. So it can help. This board right here does a lot. It helps someone decide on which book they want to read. And there's another board behind me there. That's me and River when we were at the Broward Education Foundation when it was at Nova. And behind me is another board that used the fonts and the shapes. Again, creating excitement and looking really good, just as good as River does over there. And there's another example, a little close up. My kids were promoting when the freshmen were coming through. These are my book club kids. Of course, River's in on the action again. And they were very happy to be in front of the board and talk to potential book club members. So the incoming ninth graders were coming through, and it did, you know, call attention to their area, and they got to speak to students. So I was really happy about that, because sometimes you don't have a whole lot of notice with this kind of thing. And it's nice to be able to say, you know what, I do have something, and the kids can come down with it and they can help promote this. So that's another plus that we found with the Cricut. And here's another one. This is outside the library, a big bulletin board that we have, and we were trying to do something with the theme that had to do with art, so mastering the art of reading, right? And this is done with the Cricut. This book, this shape, it's paper that's cut. so it looks like an open book. And then we placed um, reviews and opinions about certain stories so that the kids that are outside the library can read something and think, oh, maybe I'll get that book. But we tried to make these splashes ourselves by just, the splats of the paint. But it was really, really hard to just do with paper and scissors, and it was really, really easy on the Cricut to just, put the paper in and let it cut. So here's a slide where I'm showing ideas from my students. I asked the students what they think we could do with the Cricut, and here's some ideas. Lost items, crayons, markers, bookmarks. I like that idea. And they're in just little drawers. And look how nice and big, and you can see it from far away, the font is for the classrooms. I really think the Cricut can really help make your classroom, your media center look better. You can make all sizes, little fonts and big fonts. So as you see on the left there, the 500 wing and the 400 wing and exit only, those signs there, that's really big, and it's in with good material that stays because it's a sticker. Same thing on the right with the pencils and the pens. Sharp and dull, such a good idea. I really love that. And these days, I guess we have to put cleaned and used so that someone can wipe down the pencils, or I guess you could just tell them to keep them. All right, so here's the excitement after we made a card. We put again, the design is done on the computer, and then you place the paper and you send it through and you program it's all connected, and it could be done with a quarter, could be done with Bluetooth. And the kids are really happy. You see their thumbs up that was made. It's a cute little card that says smile, and you open it up and it's got a couple of colors, but that was all done with the Cricut. And that can be useful when you want to give a student a motivational card, a birthday card, or you want to give a parent a thank you for their time volunteering. And it's something the kids can do. This picture is us in the back room of the media center, and that kind of thing helps create excitement for it as well, because then the teachers coming through can see it, and they can either, check it out or come during their planning. And our kids, we're high school, so the high school kids can actually make it for them, and that happens in high school. Middle school also could do some of that, and of course the elementary, you'd be relying on a room mom, a parent volunteer. And again, this is the kind of thing that people get addicted to, and it's a lot of fun. So it's actually the shirt that I'm wearing. I should have showed you this when I was on the screen before, because now it's a little screen here, but this is the shirt that I'm wearing, and I made this on the Cricut. And it says New Year, and it's like blingy and shiny, and it was iron-on. And those were my choices. See over here on the computer, and I picked this one because I figured it's good all the time, and it made me happy, and it was easy to do. Like you could say to the kids, bring in a plain t-shirt, we're all gonna make this, and you could use it for lots of ideas. Like you could use the chat area right now here if you'd like to write down something you thought of in the previous slides, or like right now, how could you use a shirt with your kids, and how could you do it inexpensively? Sometimes when you're doing teams and competitions or book clubs, a shirt, a custom shirt, is really, really nice for the kids, and they just love that kind of thing. I don't know about those competitions they do in elementary, the field days where you have to make the t-shirts and sometimes you tie-dye them. Well, now you could Cricut them and make them unique for your kids, your Eagles, your Panthers, whatever you have. Now I have a slide here that talks about mistakes, and I think it's really important that everyone knows it's okay to make mistakes, because that's how we learn. Like, you could be very excited about the Cricut, but still, unsure. And sometimes you just have to try. And the mistakes are proofs that you're trying. And I think it's important to relay that to the students because it's a shiny, happy machine that's expensive. It's $399. And like right now, if you go to the website, I just saw that it was $349. It's never really on sale, so that's pretty good. And a lot of places don't let you use a coupon for it. But if you get this grant, it might be easy for you to get it through an online source. And then you won't have to worry about that. But try something and remember that we do learn from our mistakes. Because a kid's going to be afraid, and an adult too, if they try to make something and they have a mistake. But if they learn from it and try again, because a lot of times the way the paper is, you don't have to use the whole paper. You could just use a part of it, and then you could use the other part of it for the next thing, and it's no big deal that a mistake was made. If you have questions, you can type it in the chat, and I will get them later because there's a moderator watching the chat. And again, remember that I would love to hear from you, and you could send me an email. And so I have that here again. So again, time for you to take a photo of that or a reminder, like write down your question. You could actually be doing this right now because the form is ready for you to just put the information in, and remember that I'm going to want your name and your school and your idea for adapting it, and your question if you have a question. Okay, there's so much support for this. You can just watch YouTube videos, you can go to Teachers Pay Teachers, and so I put that here because I'm not sure if everyone has used Teachers Pay Teachers, because I hadn't really, and someone introduced it to me, and I thought, look at all these good ideas, and they're very inexpensive. So teachers are making a little bit of money on these good ideas. So I actually am working on this with my students. So I'm just showing you the example, and if I click here, we would get to this. It's an affirmation mirror. So what these little words say: brave, smart, loyal, creative, special, honest, enough, bright, amazing, and love. And that center is a mirror. So my kids are working on putting this as it be like a nice surprise for the kids that use the restroom that's across from the library. So they go to use the mirror, and all of a sudden they have these nice positive messages that are staring at them, and it feels good. So that's a nice thing to put a smile on someone's face. So I'm showing the students this, and I'm asking them to put their own spin on it. And with the Cricut, you could use your own font, your own colors, your own words. So it's really a lot of fun. There's the lesson plan, because I've also done affirmations with the students where I actually tied it in with an article. I had them read a Newsella article, and then I encourage them to think about a word or a phrase that has meaning for them, that they could be inspired by. Like for me, just breathe. I do a lot with mindfulness and breathing activities, and we have River the therapy dog, so it's very important to me, and my students really respond well to this. So my thing is just breathe. So I can create that with the Cricut, send it through, and just iron it on a shirt or put it on a poster, a flyer, so I see it in my office. You can do whatever you want with it. So that's the other thing. The kids have really good ideas, and there's standards that, you know, it all makes sense. It goes along with their writing, their vocabulary, and it's a nice activity. So here's just some of the examples from working with my students. Let's see if I can, okay, I'm not covering anything there. So they read the article and then they choose their own. So this is the students that are working on this from home. This too shall pass. This is what they came up with on their own. So then they could share it with me from their design studio. They just have to click a button and get the link, and they send it to me, and then I can get it and I could print it for them. Here's another one. Your goal is waiting on you to fulfill. And there's my student, and that's what she was working on. It's really nice to have these conversations with the kids too, to see what they actually respond to or what they might need to hear. So that it's been a nice activity for that, like for getting to know them a little better as well. You know, like one of the examples I gave them is sometimes when I walk in the library, I say, today's going to be a good day and we're going to get a lot done. It's just a little thing that I say, and it's positive. And, you know, I could turn that into a sign. So there's another one. Through the darkness, you could see the stars. And that's really nice. You know, I thought that was a different spin. And that had meaning to my student. And that's what she's working on. Again, that was from that article. And that's how I tied it all in. And you didn't have to do it that way, but that's how I did. Here's another way. I mentioned that there's so many things that can support Cricut because there's a lot of people involved in this. If you use social media, you can look it up on Facebook. There's so much in Facebook as well. But Wakelet is a new application that I found. It's a way of curating websites. So I will share this with you so that, again, I have this QR code that if you take a picture of this, you can be part of my Wakelet, which is there's a Cricut in the classroom. So I have 18 items in there. But if you start working with the Cricut and you find a website that's going to be helpful, you can add that to mine and we'll get to over 18. So I think collaborative work is important, and it helps us do more and get ideas for each other. So I really, really love the whole idea of Wakelet, and that's what that is. So I'm inviting you to be part of it. I'm sharing what I've already curated with you, and then if you find something, you can add it because I'm giving you that invitation with this QR code. And again, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, because I'm saying things like QR code and Cricut and Maker and Makerspace and Wakelet, and that's a little, you know, too many things that you haven't heard of, it's okay because I will walk you through it, okay? One thing at a time. So I have the catalog is here, and we're going to click to that. I actually have a tab that I'm going to show it to you once the slideshow is done. But the catalog is important because it's got a lot of information in there. This is the first session, and there's 3 other sessions today. So you can look at that for ideas on what you might want to attend today. And I love that artwork. It's just so it's appropriate for my session as well. But that's student work, and every year they do a competition, and a student gets that prize, and it's turned into a magazine, and it goes everywhere. It's online. It's one you can hold in your hand. It's really nice. So I want to make sure that you know about how you can adapt this grant for your purposes. Okay, so now I am high school, but we've already talked about how this would work for other levels, and I'm sure you have really good ideas. And again, I'm encouraging you for the people that are here today so that you can see what ideas they have. And just because I'm not seeing that right now doesn't mean it doesn't have value for you. And I want you to get something out of that. So please take a look at the chat and see if anyone wrote an idea in there, and you can write an idea as well about how you could use this, what you'd be excited about doing in your classroom for and with your students. So if you go to BrowardEducationFoundation.org, that's their website, you're interested in adapting this or another one, you go to this website and you click on For Teachers, okay? And then when you get there, then you'll see that there's impact grants, and then you'll scroll and you'll look for adapter. So there it is at the bottom. It's an adapter grant, and that's the information you need so that you can adapt this. So yeah, I didn't have to wear my mask during this presentation, but that is something that you can actually make with the Cricut, because the one I have cuts fabric, and there's a free one in there. That's another thing the website offers free, and I'm going to show you free templates. So some are a charge and some pay a small fee, and then you get to use it all the time. I really appreciate that you've been here today, and I'm going to show you some other things. There's that QR code again. Let me move this so it's not in the way for you to scan it with your phone. Just do it right on your camera. Some people don't realize you no longer need an app for it. Most of the smartphones just take a picture of it, and at the top you just tap and it'll take you to that website. Let's see here. I would like to show you some other things. So I'm just gonna, I opened a lot of websites for you, and there is just another nice example. This is from a blog of, look at how nice and neat. Teachers love nice labeled neat things, and that's a good example for you. There's the catalog, and these are the sessions, and you'll get more information so that you could figure out which one you want to go to next. But you know, we're in session A, and then you can scroll, and or maybe you have a book in your hand, but you can grab the link. Let's see, I'm gonna have the moderator who's with the chat put that in the chat box, put the link in there, and that will be helpful to you. Let's see, I want to show you, oh, this is what you're going to get when you go to the Canvas page. Because you're here today, you're going to get to see all of the project pages. Anything you attend, actually you'll get all of them, because you'll have access to the Canvas course. So this is my packet that has all the information that you need. So some of these pictures you saw, but you know, there's something I made on the Cricut just to enhance the packet. So we've got the standards in there, everything that you need. I have a valuation tool, more pictures. This is a survey that I used to see if anyone knew what a Cricut was. And there's another QR code for the pre-survey. And there's the article I told you about, Reading, Writing for Healing, and more forms and ideas and prompts for activities that you could do with the Cricut. This is the one I showed you before on affirmations. There's the quotes that I like. So this is, you're going to get all of this. I'm scrolling through it pretty quickly. There's a plan, and it's kind of nice and bright and easy to use for the kids. And it doesn't have to be printed. You can just write right on it. And a whole list of ideas we talked about before, what you could do, making things, labeling things, getting excited, creating excitement in your classroom during holiday time, and just like positive messages, like printing that and as a sticker for the student, or just something they could place on their desk. These are some of the pictures that I've showed you, and there's some more. Look at how nice that is. Really nice. Okay, that's the design space, and that's what I want to show you. So here is what you can download. I guess I should show you this part first. If you go to Cricut.com and you click on design, so here I'm shopping, see the sale price I told you about. But if you click on design, you have the ability to download the Cricut design space. Okay, so these are things that I've created. These are my projects. And if I click on the plus, this is the software, it's reminding me that I have something I was working on. So I'm not sure what it was. So I'm just going to call it test 1, and I will get back to it later because I don't want to lose whatever it was. I was probably playing around with something in preparation for this. So let's just say we want to say love is the answer, which resonates with me. As you can see, it just comes up like this, and you might want a little more than that. You might want a different font. So you can change the style. You could change the font. So I went to font, and this is what pops up. You'll see there's no charge on that one, but this one, $4.99. No charge, $4.99. And if you don't want to go through it like that, you can just say, I'm not paying for anything. I'm going to click on System, and then you scroll through, and these are all the ones that are free. So you could still, there's still some variety to give it a different look. And you can change the color. And then you could add shapes. And once you click on it, it appears. And look at how easy it is to just create something beautiful. And that right there, it could be on a t-shirt. Okay, so you can save it, you can make it. I'm just writing that because I have something similar and I didn't want there to be confusion. So if I go back to my projects, this is what I was telling you before. This is how the kids are able to work on this from home. You go to the share space here, the little sign, the symbol for sharing, and let's see. You can edit to give it to anyone with a link. You could use Facebook, Pinterest. There's lots of ideas on Pinterest. And I copied that link. And so like when I'm working with kids during the day, we're on Teams, I could just paste that right in to the chat. Or what I usually do is ask the kids to send it to me in the email through Canvas. And that's helpful. Let's see, what else can I show you? Oh, the Wakelet. Let me show you the Wakelet. That's the place where we were curating ideas, and this is, this would help you for anything. So if I click on home, you'll see all the different things that I have, right? But this is the one we were talking about, the Broward Education Foundation. There's a Cricut in the classroom. So now if I scroll here, these are all the places that have great ideas for the Cricut and ideas to make it easier, or just ideas for what you could make. And there's some people that just are really into it, like this person right here, Jennifer Maker. So basically, you find the website, and then I would click on my Wakelet, and that's how you add it. See? This is what you would do if you wanted to be part of this. You just check the one you want it to go in, because I have a few, and that's how you put another website in. Okay, let's see, what else can I show you? I showed you the design. This is what you get to when you decide if you want to open it or download it. So the first time you go to download it, and then the other times it just opens up for you so you can create something. Their latest one is Cricut Joy. So if you were going to adapt this, that costs a lot less than the Cricut Maker. So it's really going to depend on what you want. Like I wanted the one that could do more because I have high school kids and I wanted them to be able to do a lot. You might just want to label the classroom or make cute little things for cups and cards and such. So if you adapted this grant, you could get the little Joy, the Cricut Joy, that's their newest. Who doesn't want a little Joy? It is adorable. And then you'll be able to buy more materials. And the materials, let's see if I could show you where I was shopping. There's so many things you could get. See, I was shopping, wasn't I? Accessories, materials, okay? So blades and tools, crafting tools, let's see, markers, paper, iron-on. I mean, I could show you all this, but I think you're going to have a lot of fun if you start scrolling on your own. They come in rolls, and there's a lot of clever ideas out there. Let me make sure there's nothing else I have to show you. I showed you the catalog. I showed you how to get more information about adapting. And again, questions, contact me, diana.haneski@browardschools.com. And let's get that one up again. There you go. So that you can adapt this. And I thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate that you are here, and very happy that I was able to record this for you. So take care, have a lot of fun. I hope you find joy with the Cricut Maker or the Cricut Joy. Take care and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.